afternoon, Jag Nation. My name is Donalvon Ross, back again with another episode of Jags Tonight. You might remember our past episode with Mr. Coleman and head drum major Samaya, but we're back with more about our LBJ Band program. I'm happy to welcome our newest band director, Dr. Christopher Lance.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, so Dr. Lance, what was your education like at PV, and what was your band experience like?
Education at Prairie View was, I call it a phenomenal experience. Going to an HBCU was beneficial to me. It allows for an environment of growth and creativity with definitely a focus on forward advancement. As they say, Prairie View produces productive people. And I like to think that I'm productive. We'll see. Life experience. Well, the second question was personally. Well,
Yeah. What was your band experiences like?
band experience. Now that kicks back to from high school. I won't call any names since I'm in a dangerous place, but it might be involving some blue and white. I'm a Raider from the beginning. Okay, there you go. And I see all of them. So don't be messing with me when I walk out the door. I got here quick as I could, but coming through from there, through Prairie View, marching and doing marching band and jazz band and all of that was a lot of fun. And that's what kind of gave me that's kind of was my passion going through school. Music is in my family, and it became a part of me in everything that I do. So I really enjoyed it. I love doing it. Yeah.
What made you decide to choose PV, and when did you discover your interest in show style?
I decided to choose. Well, I started at University of Texas. Hook 'em horns, all of you guys. I started there, and then I shifted. I did not march at UT, so there you go. That's an unknown fact to the world. When I left Reagan, I was kind of like I was done unless I was going to march show style, believe it or not. That was kind of my little personal deal. So when I went to UT, I was just booking. But after the first year, me and UT just weren't married. We didn't, at least our relationship wasn't working, so we had to break up. And I went up the road. That's when most of my friends came straight out of school with the Prairie View. And so that's kind of why I went that way, because my crew was there and they were loving it and I wasn't. So I was like, well, I need to be somewhere where they loving it. And so when I got there, I jumped in the band and I didn't look back. And so that's kind of where both of those things. And I'll say this: one of the things I discovered was, I had no clue about marching, because show style is a whole different monster from core style. Core style, of course, we have words for it. I don't know if this show has to be edited, so I won't use it. But but when we do the show style, it's a whole different kind of gig. You got to dance and play, and we didn't do all of that where I started at. And so it was exciting to learn, but it took a lot of work, a lot of individual woodshed. I spent a lot of nights on that field by myself, just trying to catch up with what I didn't know. But it was worth it because we were a really good band.
I understand you're a preacher as well. When did that start for you?
I am a preacher. I'm currently I'm a bishop, actually. I started preaching when I was a junior in high school, so it's been about 34 years. It was kind of weird. Now I wish I'd have waited till after high school, because it's kind of weird when I was in school as a minister. But yeah, that journey started for me some time ago, and I've been in the ministry ever since. Preaching. I pastor a church. I actually pastor a few churches. Matter of fact, next week I'll be over in West Africa with the church that I started over there. So that is, if you say, what do I do most, that's what drives my whole life. And the thing for me is I'm not into, it's going to sound crazy, but I'm not into religion. I'm also not into all of those different sects in terms of what we've made church to be. Instead, I think that a real faith ought to be what the Bible actually talks about. But you didn't ask me about all that, so I'll be quiet.
Now, how long have you been a teacher?
Been a teacher, man, you're digging up some stuff, because I actually ran a school. I've been a principal I was a principal for about 15 years. So I ran a school, the Greater Calvary Eagle Academy. It was elementary up to 6th grade. And I did that for 15, more like 18 years. I taught language arts, taught social studies. So yeah, it's at least about 18 to 20 years. Man, I'm not old though.
Yeah. We're going to go ahead and take a short break. When y'all come back, I'll introduce y'all to LBJ's newest assistant band director. But first, here's a short segment for you.
Alright, we're going to be making chocolate covered strawberries just in time for Valentine's Day. Have you guys ever done this before? Anybody in the room? Chocolate covered strawberries. Have you guys used just like the little microwavable thing and then you dunk it and stuff like that? Yeah, that's pretty common. I want to show you a little bit of a quote unquote elevated way to make it just in a very simple method that we call a double broiler. So you get just your normal pan that is still scarred from our mac and cheese episode, and you're gonna put just a little bit of water in there. We don't need a lot, we just get it to a little bit of a simmer. We don't have to bring it to a full-on boil. Just enough, because what you're doing is essentially kind of steaming the bottom of your bowl to slowly get enough heat to melt the chocolate. So placing just a bowl right on top to where it's not touching the water, kind of how you would set it up if you were steaming tamales or something like that. You want to get just enough water in there and slowly bring it to a simmer. So before I turn my pan on, I'm going to go ahead and rip up my chocolate. I'm using a 56% today, so it's a semi-sweet. It's not a full-on bitter chocolate, but Annette has informed me that she is allergic, so she will not be having any, because I do not want to send any of you to the hospital, despite what you may have heard. You pretty much just want to make sure your chocolate's kind of put into smaller amounts so it'll melt a little evener. If you guys have ever heard of a ganache, it's pretty much just melted chocolate with cream that you cool and kind of form. Kind of like how you think of a chocolate truffle. That's pretty much all you do. But 56%, it's not too bad, so sorry for everyone here apparently being into milk chocolate. That was big, my bad. I love dark chocolate. I've had a 100% chocolate bar before. Man, it was bitter as hell. Just like me. Ugh. And then all we're going to do is pretty much stab my strawberries. Once it melts, dip them in there. And then I have several topping options. I know several of you have been very vocal about your not liking almonds, and that's fine. But I also have some sprinkles that we can make our strawberries look nice and festive and pretty. So the main reason why you would want to do a method like this as opposed to just putting it straight in a pot and stirring it, it can burn very easily. So usually just that kind of indirect heat using the steam underneath the pot kind of helps again slowly melt it, evenly melt it, distributes the heat pretty nicely, so you're left with a creamier, kind of more silky chocolate than just microwaving it, melt it in a pan, etc., etc. We are almost there. God, this thing takes forever. Oh my god. We're getting some meltage. A little close up of that bad boy. You can see it's slowly starting to melt. Wow, look at that. Slowly getting there. My chocolate's slowly breaking down. And the main reason you want to move it around besides distributing the heat and making sure it doesn't burn is kind of as the chocolate melts and the liquid starts to encapsulate kind of the outside part, as you move it around, it'll kind of slowly transcend and translate to the other pieces, helping them all melt into a nice glob of sorts. Alrighty, now most of my chocolate is melted. We're looking pretty good here. We want to get another close-up of my lovely melted chocolate. Through the power of steam, we now have some luxurious baking chocolate ready to be dumped. So I just used a little coffee stirrer. Got my little thing. Thank you. That'll be all, folks. Gross! Alright, that's just gonna hang out there. So now I'm gonna retry that. I'm gonna take it from square one. Smaller. Thank God. I'm gonna lower that heat down. And then, just a light little dunk. Twirl around. And we have a chocolate covered strawberry. Ta-da! Easy! So whenever you want to impress your sweetie, instead of getting some stuff to microwave, you can now do an easy little double broiler. All for a low cost and pretty effective. Wax paper is also very important. Whenever you're done, put it on wax paper so it doesn't stick. Otherwise you'll lose some of your hard work. I'm gonna put some sprinkles on this one. Alright, and that's pretty much that. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. Just keep making them as we go along, but as far as filming and recording things goes, that'll do it for this time. Happy Valentine's Day. It's the times for Valentine's Day. Anybody. That's fine. Make some chocolate covered strawberries for your sweetie. Spend some time together. Cherish your loved ones. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Yay.
Welcome back, Jag Nation. We're back with new band director. Dr. Lance, and I'd like to introduce our newest band director, Mr. Stephen Cornelius. Welcome to the show, and welcome to LBJ. What was your time at Lamar University like, and what did you study there?
So what I originally went to Lamar for was actually music composition. I didn't really think too much about going into school and teaching and stuff like that. I was just kind of liking music and wanted to do that as a thing. But I mean, I had been in band forever, so of course I was part of their marching band and all their different ensembles, and I just started to realize more and more like, this is more of what I want to do, and I just kind of really fell in love with it even more than I did before.
What was your band like during high school and into college? When did you discover you wanted to be a band director?
Yeah, like I was saying, back in high school, the band was just really fun. I was about to say, there was a lot of camaraderie. Everybody was a family. We acted like siblings, but across 100 people. So every situation when we were together, we playing before the games, we're messing around after the games, we're hanging out during the weekends, even though we just saw each other all week in constant practices. So it was fun, and I liked that. So same thing going into college. Little bit of a slow start for me because I went to college alone. I didn't go with any friends or anybody that I knew at all. So it was kind of a awkward situation for a bit, just kind of being like that one kid from the Austin area because everybody else was like from Houston and stuff. So it was an adjustment. But then some people reached out to me, asked me if I wanted to do things outside of band, not band related. Let's go get some food. Let's go check out a movie or something like that. And it gave me that feeling just like how I was in high school. So I went for it, and it was great.
Now, this next question is for both of you. So, this year is the 50th anniversary of LBJ. And my question is, what do y'all think the next 50 years, or what do y'all hope the next 50 years of LBJ will look like?
I'm just hoping, as far as, because I don't know too much about LBJ. I'm still learning things as the days go on, but I'm hoping that as far as on my side with the band and all the people wanting to join, everybody who's able to or who, you know, thinking about picking up an instrument, I hope that this is a place that you are happy, you're having fun, like how I was when I was in high school or when I was in college. I just want to be a fun place, like a second family for you to come to. And so I would hope it faster than 50 years, but
Right.
yeah, I was saying, that's a little much, but that would be my goal. I would want the band to be a family, basically.
And I'll just piggyback on that. I agree. I'd hope that we can, in some areas, reestablish some of the strong legacy that already exists here, and at the same time be open and available to some of the new things that are coming about so that we can connect with the generations to come. I like to believe LBJ is going to not just be in existence, but it's going to be a force to reckon with continuing forward.
All right. The next question is, what are y'all future goals for the LBJ Jaguar band?
Well, for me, I'll jump in since I threw you out there the first time. Some of our future goals is one, of course, to grow in size, and that's just, really making greater connections with the middle schools, with the community at large, but also growing internally, if you will, edification, so that there is the strength of confidence for the band. I think you have to grow within before you start talking about reaching out. So it's really building that, it's building and sustaining that which makes us the LBJ band, the character of the band, the attitude of the band, the confidence of an individual band member, and creating that esprit de corps that once existed. One of the things I'm just saddened about, and I'll say it, was, our previous pep rallies, just the overall morale is down. I've come to LBJ pep rallies years past, and it was like a fierce roaring fire, and now to see it where it's so docile. I don't remember that Jaguar. I don't remember that. I remember it, even being a Raider. The one thing we feared was that LBJ was just like, you don't mess with him. One Jaguar by himself was a force to be dealt with, and I want to get back to that. But that confidence being rebuilt. So I hope that the band plays a role in help building that up. That we operate in that unity. So I'd like to see, in terms of personal band goals, I'd like to see skill level increase. I'd like to see. One of the things we did is removed a lot of the old trophies, not because they're not great, but because we want to make room for new ones. I want to see the band take state over here and there. I want to see them traveling. I want to see 4-year scholarships, full rides, and I want them to be able to look back and see it happen right here, because, man, you ain't seen nothing yet. We did 50 years, so we just warming up. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, no, that's pretty solid. I have to say, I completely agree with all of that. I'm also wanting to help build up that morale, not just in the band, so people are having fun, having a good time and stuff, but also like around the school. Like I want even the most randomest kid on the other side of the campus still talking about band, even though he's not part of it, because he's just like, oh yeah, I'm definitely coming to the pep rally, or I'm definitely going to come to the game or see the halftime show, because they're going to do something. Like I want I want to get people excited and be able to match that same energy that we had, or that was had, or that I don't think it's gone.
Yeah.
I just think we just
There
need
it
to
is.
tap into it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just being able to get into, or I guess being able to build up the band, build up the campus and everybody around, and make it an experience that you won't forget.
Side question. Do y'all think y'all could wait for me to come back?
We sure try, man. You know, what an amazing accomplishment and joy if we can start seeing alumni come back and taking the reins. That's when we've really done our job. You know, we've really done our job when we've, you know, been a part of the development, and then seeing those that, because those are the people that are going to know what to do next. So I sure like to. So get on about it, man. Go do it big, but then come on back and take that spot. I'll gladly move out the way. I promise. I'll be like, you got this. I love it.
All right, that'll do for our episode of Jags Tonight. I'd like to thank my guests, Dr. Lance and Mr. Cornelius, for joining us. Yeah, be sure to stay tuned for Jag Media. Jag Media for more. Thanks for watching. Good night.
Yeah.